Welcome back to the house. This is my next project I'm starting. I haven't even finished the fence, but there we go. It's where I'm at the minute. I start one job and then I jump onto the next without finishing the other, but it's almost there. Got the lock on now and everything. Just gotta, don't look at that. Anyway, this here is going to be a log shed. Obviously, we've got the log burner and everything, so we need somewhere to store the logs or wood when it's still wet, damp, and have somewhere for it to dry out. So this is the place where this is going to be. So it's going to be pretty simple construction, just 6 posts, like a slanted roof towards the back, and yeah, just somewhere to put logs really. Obviously you'll see what it looks like when it's done. So I've already got the area dug out and the holes dug for the posts. No point in videoing that, you've seen me dig post holes before. So they've actually landed where that one's landed, where the that fence post is, and you can just see a bit of concrete in that one as well. So yeah, it's all set out. I'll get the posts in, but I'm going to do it a little bit different this time. I'm going to try and help myself a bit, because I struggled doing those on my own. I'm going to use the top clamps that I use for my bricklaying profiles, just to try and steady the posts and hold them plumb while I get the concrete around them. And it just give me that sort of extra pair of hands that I haven't got. So hopefully it should make life a bit easier. So we'll see. Right, so the posts are in. Got this gravel down. It's just like a 20mm limestone. I mean, Marley's showing you. Yeah, it's just quite dusty at the minute, but yeah, look. What are you doing? Yeah, see, that was sort of one of the points of putting the gravel board on the fence. Not only does it sort of tidy it up on the front, but it also helps retain that. So the plan is there's going to be pallets here to sit the logs on, and then I didn't have to do this at the back, but the reason I did was purely because of maintenance. I'm not going to be able to get behind here to maintain it, and weeds will grow and it'll just look a bit shabby, so I just did the gravel all the way to the back. So now it's time to start actually framing up the actual shed. So these posts are going to get cut down to about sort of this height, about 5 foot. fully worked out how I'm going to do it. I'm actually making this up as I go along, which is always the best way. But what I've got to use is a few lengths of this 8x2 or 9x2, whatever it is. It was all spare from a job, and like most things that are spare on construction, they either go in the skip or they get given away for free, because nothing ever gets taken back. So I was like, yep, I'll have them. But they're too big as they are. So what I've actually bought a table saw recently. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip these down. If they are 8x2, I'll rip them down into 4-inch, and that'll be more than enough for framing the roof of this. These are the tiles that I'm going to use. Just smooth. They are meant to be red. Obviously the second down, I got them off Facebook Marketplace. The thing is, I'm trying to build this as cheap as I can, purely because it's just for somewhere to dry logs out. It's nothing special. So yeah, trying to do it as cheap as possible. So far, the only thing I've spent money on is the postcrete and the pebbles. So most of the timber that's going into this, in fact, sorry, I think all of it that I can think of is free. So it's more the fixings and obviously the pebbles and the postcrete that's been paid for. So I say, try to do this as cheap as possible, and like I did with the fence, I'll sort of total up at the end how much it's actually cost to build. And yeah, so sort of briefly explain what I'm going to do. Rip those timbers down into a more appropriate size for the job, because like I say, they're way too big. Frame it up. I'm going to use feather edge on the sides, but I'm going to, instead of doing it vertical like I did on the fence, I'm going to do it horizontal this time, just to sort of change it up a bit. And I'm not painting this either. It's all going to be natural wood. The only reason I painted the fence is because I got the timbers from different places and I wanted it all to match in, whereas this, I don't really care. These are all going to be covered anyway. My plan is, when I feather edge this, I'm going to actually return it around the side, try and, I don't know, mitre it or do something, make it look nice, and also cover this side up. They're all plain, so they don't matter. Same with the timber. It's plain, it's a similar colour. And it'll all weather and look the same eventually anyway. So yeah, I'll get on with framing it up. Right, there we are, all framed up. You just saw I put this plywood on. Now the reason I've done that is because I said I'm using those tiles that are there. So when you tile, obviously you felt underneath, but in order to protect the felt, you think when I'm putting sort of logs in here, they might hit this. If I didn't put this here, it'd just hit the felt and rip the felt, and then the felt's useless. So this is protecting the felt, but also I need to put the felt on top of this to stop if any moisture was to get through the tiles. It would then protect the plywood. So it's sort of like one's helping the other out. You can't put one on without putting the other on in this sort of scenario. Just purely because that I need to protect the felt from the underside, but I need to protect the ply from the outside. So that's why I've done that. So now we're gonna start cladding the sides in this feather edge. It's just the same stuff I used on the fence. I ain't painting it. I said that before. I'm just gonna have everything natural wood colour. I was thinking about mitering the sides. I'll have a little go, see how it looks. What I want to do is wrap this side so you can see. I don't know how it'll look when I cut it. If I cut it straight and then sort of butt it up. So I'll try a mitre and see how it looks. I don't know how it's going to look, but we'll give it a go. I think also what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another sort of bit of a frame in here just to protect this, because it's, with it being 1200, this is quite bouncy in the middle, and again, any logs, I don't want any logs rolling on the inside and hitting this and sort of breaking it, like smashing it. So yeah, I think I'm going to put support in the middle, and then I'll just take that bounce out and give it a little bit of a more protection. So yeah, it's taking shape now. Got the fascia to put on the back, but again, I think I need to get this cladded first, because you clad this, cut that at an angle, and then that'll allow me to put a strip of cement board and batten, so I can then put the mortar fillet on when it's all done. I was thinking of using that dry verge stuff, but I think it's like 4 rows of tiles. I think it'll be a little bit too much, and they're quite chunky. I mean, that's what's on the house, and obviously that's got like a barge board and everything, so I think it'll just be a bit too much on something this small. So yeah, I think I'm going about it the right way as it stands. Right, that's the feather edge on. Quite happy with how it looks, actually. I've decided what I'm going to do here is let's have a look, see if I can show you. So what I'll do is I'll board it this side like that, and then this you can see it here, right, this bit here where this corner, I'm gonna like rip a like a block of wood down and then stick it on the corner and do that detail instead of trying to mitre that, because it's all well trying to do a mitre like that, but with this sort of timber, because it's so damp still, once it you know, it'll never fully dry out, it'll always get damp and then dry out with it being outside. It'll look good to start with, but then, you know, even in a month's time it'll look crap because it'll have shrunk, expanded, whatever. So the best way is to and I've looked this up, put like a, I don't know, like 25-30mm block of wood strip all the way down, just to hide that. You'll see what I mean when I do it. So that's that job out of the way. The next one now is to tile it. So I've already ripped the cement board down, ready to nail on. I've put the fascia on. I need to put the gutter on before I tile it, just because I won't be able to get in to do it after. But the gutter I've got, I haven't got the right brackets for it, so yeah, I've got to wait now until I get those brackets. But that's the next job. Get it tiled, and then I can finish this front off. I'm going to wrap a bit of lead round and then down, and then cover it up with some feather edge, just to finish it off. And then, like I said, wrap these in feather edge, wrap this one in feather edge all the way around. Do that detail with a block of wood. But it's taking shape now. there we go. That is the log drying shed, whatever you want to call it. Just about done. The only thing I need to do is put some oil on this lead just to stop it staining when it rains. But you obviously don't need to see me do that. But yeah, it's done, and I've already started filling it up. Couldn't really say no to all that. That was old roof trusses off a job at work, so nice, already dry wood. Was going to go in the skip, so it's come here, nice and ready to burn. But yeah, I've got plenty more to fill this up. And I think when this is full, I'll have to see, because we haven't really used the log burner for a full winter yet, but I reckon when this is full, I reckon this could last probably 2 years, maybe 3, I don't know. Just it all depends how much we use the log burner and how cold it is. But yeah, there's quite a bit of wood there, and obviously I've got another shed that's going there, which will be for the cut and dry wood ready to go on the fire. This is mainly the shed for the wood when I fetch it home and it needs to dry out before it can be cut up and split and ready to go in the fire. But this stuff here is pretty much ready to burn. There's a few bits that are still a little bit wet, but most of that, yeah, is ready to go. So yeah, I'm quite happy with it. I'm really happy with how this details turned out. I was a bit unsure how it's going to look, but I think it does just tidy it up quite well, and it just hides those hideous green posts, and now it all looks relatively one colour, which is what I was aiming for. Not sure how much this one cost. I actually forgot to work it out, but it wasn't much. I mean, all the feather edge was free. The posts were free. The tiles were free. The sand and cement for the pointing was free. Everything apart from the lead and the postcrete, I believe, was free. So not a lot at all to build this. Probably, I think the lead was about I think the lead was about 60 quid maybe. The postcrete, again, that's about £5 a bag. So I think I used 2 bags per thing, 6 posts, so what's that? 12 bags, yeah. £5 each, so let's call that 60 quid. So yeah, probably just over 100 quid, 120 quid maybe. Which you're not going to get that anywhere cheaper. Obviously I'm lucky that a lot of the materials I get are free, but yeah. You're stripping your ball, aren't you? It says yes. Look at the state of that. Anyway, let me know what you think. And the next project is probably going to be that shed.